What does it really feel like to cross the threshold from living paycheck to driving that luxury car? Hold on tight because in the next few minutes, we're diving deep into the emotional roller coaster of each level of wealth. Will that $1,000,000 smile turn into a frown? Let's find out. Have you ever wondered what it feels like at each milestone of wealth? You know, those lifestyle upgrade moments that everyone talks about. Well, you're in for a treat. Today we're breaking it all down, from the struggle of being broke to the glitz and glam of the ultra-rich. Level 1. Living check to check. At this level, the person feels constantly anxious. Imagine checking your bank account only to realize you're down to your last $20 and you have to pay rent in a week. It's wild, right? You feel a mix of dread and fatigue because you're working hard, often at jobs that make you feel undervalued. The pressure is heavy, with an underlying sense of urgency. Each decision feels like a high-stakes gamble. You're always budgeting, cutting corners, and Googling how to cook ramen differently. Not to mention how stressful it is for relationships. Did you know 70% of arguments in relationships involve finances? It's all about little things. Date nights are often a struggle. Hey, let's do a picnic in the park instead of dinner because, the fancy restaurant isn't on the menu. Pattern interrupt 1. Wait, have you ever noticed how living in this state makes you feel like a superhero, but only on one condition? You can't afford that pizza you promised your friends. It's like, hey, I can lift this load of stress, but please don't ask me to cover appetizers. Funny how we find humor where we can, right? Level 2. Comfortably middle class. Now, at this level, things start to get a tad more relaxed. Depending on your locale, the feel for it is all about living a life of moderate luxury. You've got a decent job, a cute apartment, and maybe a reliable car. Sure, you're not saving for a private jet yet, but you're eyeing that beautiful vacation on the beach, saving slowly but surely. That moment when you can finally upgrade from instant noodles to going out for burgers with friends feels like you won the lottery. Suddenly, you have the freedom to say yes to that random concert invitation without calculating every single cent beforehand. Yet, there's still a cloud hanging overhead. Between the bills and student loans, you still hold your breath waiting for your next paycheck. Everyone faces the question, am I doing enough? It's a common hurdle. Level 3. The upper middle class. Here's where it gets interesting. You might be asking yourself, what's the vibe at this level? You're starting to feel more stable. Your career may be entering an upward trajectory and you can indulge in small luxury items. A decent car starts becoming, dare we say, a luxury SUV? Yes, please. Can someone pass the artisanal coffee? Now you have options. Maybe you're saving for a more extravagant vacation or even considering purchasing your first home. The weight on your shoulders starts lifting, creating an aura of excitement because you've got this sense that you made it. But let's not sugarcoat it. Don't forget about those constant expenses. Health insurance, school fees, taxes, they stink. Pattern interrupt 2. But here's the kicker. While you're sipping on your fancy coffee, do you know who the real hustlers are? It's those Habitat for Humanity folks building homes. They're literally cashing in on life experiences while you're sipping lattes and wondering how to outdo your neighbor's lawn. Mind-boggling, isn't it? Level 4. Affluence. Deeper into affluence, and it's a different world out there. Think of the glitz, driving a sleek Tesla, or living in that gated community where the biggest worry is which gourmet restaurant to try tonight. You start recognizing your face on Instagram with travel pics and exotic locales, pure life goals. The feeling here is a mixture of pride and joy. You share your experiences with friends and family and bring them along for the ride. You might be investing in stocks or starting that business you've always dreamed of. Maybe it's finally taking that drop-kick leap into real estate. But here's another twist. The more you have, the more you realize it's not just about the money. You become aware of how truly vast the wealth gap is. Conversations shift to finance, philanthropy, and meaningful contributions. And finally, we hit the jackpot, the ultra-rich. This level feels different. You know that moment where you realize you're financially secure while helping the world with your charitable foundations? The thrill of being able to afford a private jet. Yes, it's just one small perk. This wealth gives you the capability to live your life on your terms. The power to be a change maker and help others fuels joy that can't be bought. The biggest truth? The feeling of isolation can creep in. It's rare to find authentic connections in a world filled with envy. Everyone wants a piece of the pie. But the perspective is invaluable here. You start realizing the real measure of wealth isn't purely financial, but rather the impact you have on others' lives. What a beautiful feeling. Pattern interrupt 3. But before we wrap up, let's pause for a moment. Have you noticed how wealth impacts your day-to-day happiness? Because as you climb, it's not just about the numbers. Rich feels good, but so does knowing your birthday party is going to be epic because nobody dares to miss it. Wealth does have its perks, but the understanding is even more priceless. In conclusion, every level of wealth has its own emotional highway filled with winding turns and exhilarating peaks. Each significant milestone helps sculpt who we ultimately become. So next time you're weighing your options, remember, the money does not define you. It's the impact, the connections, and the joy you cultivate that truly matters. So there you have it. Every level of wealth comes with its own oddities, joys, and challenges. If this video made you think, hit that like button and subscribe for more nuggets of wisdom on finance. What's your experience with wealth? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear from you. Until next time, stay vibrant and keep hustling.